100 days of detox and wellness, plus a new live testimonial coming soon. All right, guys, let's get into it. My name is Tara of Divine Detox, and we are doing 100 days of detox and wellness. We're going to do the 5 Steps to Freedom, which is my flagship program. The 5 Steps to Freedom that has helped so many people with HSV, HPV, diabetes. So we're going to do 100 days of detox and wellness. It is a 100-day program, and guess what? It is only $100 to join. This is unheard of. We have not had a price this low since 2020, but what we want to do is get in a whole bunch of guys detoxing all at one time in one big group. Everybody will be anonymous. Everyone will be assigned an accountability partner, which is someone from my team who will help you, check on you, and make sure that you're on task with everything that you got to do. You're going to have access to our weekly meetings. You'll have access to our group for daily help, daily Q&A. And when you detox in a large community of people like that, it definitely helps things to go by so much quicker. It's so much more enjoyable. And everybody is going through the same things at the same time. So we have some things that you that qualify you for the program. It's not that tough. You just got to go into the link in my bio. If you go to my bio and you see the link tree, click that link. And then when you see 100 days of detox and wellness, take the quiz that's attached to the product listing inside the website so that you can qualify before you buy, just to make sure that this program is a good fit for where you are in your life right now. It is a history, diet, and lifestyle questionnaire. It's only about 10 questions, but it helps you to see if this program would be a good fit for you to do. If you're still a little confused, then you can go ahead and book a free call with me. That link is in the bio too, and we can clear up any questions that you have before joining. But again, this is a $100 program that I have a typo in my title. We have limited spots available, so we're going to be getting started as soon as we hit 100 people signing up for the program. The spots are filling up pretty quickly, so we're going to be detoxing together as a group. Now, also, we have we're going to do a live interview with a client who tested negative for HSV. And we'll be doing that very soon, sometime this week. And I'm going to send out the announcement for everybody so that you guys can check in and tap in to see what my client has to say about their journey with HSV and doing our 5-step detox protocol. So I'm super excited for that because I don't really focus on doing like the live interviews that much, but we're going back to that. I've set up a team now, so we have several people that's working with us. So now I can focus on certain key areas, like making sure that, asking people if they want to do a video testimonial or if they mind doing an audio testimonial rather than just posting their message that they send to me saying, hey, here's my test results. Your detox worked well for me. And if you haven't seen any of our testimonials, you can go into the highlights. You can also go to the link in the bio, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see testimonials and reviews 1 and 2. 2 areas that you can check out reviews. So detoxing for our cleanse is not so much like fasting. Like, we don't fast from food where you don't eat. That's not what our detox is. Detoxing means that you are releasing toxins. It doesn't mean fasting. Fasting is another method. Fasting is a method for detoxing, but to detox does not mean to fast. You see what I'm saying? If you're fasting, you would be fasting in hopes to detox. But there's more than one method or more than one way to detox. Okay? And fasting from food is not one of the ways. What we're doing is we're fasting from sugar, meaning that we don't have any sugar or carbs on our detox in our diet, but you are eating at least 3 large meals a day, and those meals are going to be vegan-based meals. But yeah, go ahead and make sure that you fill out that questionnaire so that you can see if you qualify to get into this detox that we're doing. I can't believe how fast the program is filling up. This is crazy. I might consider opening some more spots. Not too sure. I think we're going to just keep it at 100 for this round, just so that we can, get used to handling so many people at one time. But we've been building up the team. We've been doing personal development, and I'm really sure that everything is going to go great, bringing in everybody. I really get excited getting into groups where it's a lot of people doing it all at once, because just the energy is high, and you get so many ideas from other people who are at the same stage that you are in the process. And then along with the accountability partner that we're providing for you, it's really a fail-proof way to go through the process. So for one thing, you're not alone. You're not feeling like, you can't get in touch with anybody to get help because there's so many people. You have a partner that's assigned to you that will be reaching out to you regularly, even if you don't reach out. Even if you're struggling and you're down and depressed, or you have something going on and you've gotten kind of busy, they're going to check on you. So you don't have to just worry about, reaching out to us to stay on track. We're going to help to make sure that you stay on track the whole way through. We also have daily Q&A, so you can post your questions inside of our group with a nickname, totally anonymous. No one in there will know who you are. You just choose a nickname, let admin know your nickname, your nickname and your email, and that's how admin will keep track of you. But everybody else inside the group will not know your email or any of that information. They don't have access to that inside of our group and our information. So 5 steps to freedom. It is a very straightforward detox. Most of the people who's done our HSV program for herpes, they finished the program in about around 2 months or so has been the trend. But then you also need to do an extra 30 days after you have reached your goal with your test results. Then you want to stay on the detox for an additional 30 days just to make sure that everything is wiped out, that your body is totally reset, and then you can go back to your diet and lifestyle of your choice. Now we're hoping that you choose a healthy lifestyle after going through our wellness program and going through our detox program where we're helping you to release all of those toxins, all of the waste, release the excess viral load and all of that. So we don't want you to go and start building toxins again. And I'm not talking about viral load when I'm talking about toxins. I'm really talking about like the toxins from the food and things like that. So some main key areas that you want to make sure that you're focused on when you're dealing with HSV, which we will help you in the program, is making sure that you are staying away from high arginine food. So let's talk about some of the things that would help qualify you for the program, or some things that you need to be aware of if you're dealing with HSV that could really help you on your journey, especially if you're dealing with outbreaks. And that's going to be paying attention to the arginine, lysine content of your food more than anything. Arginine and lysine are going to be the two most important things that you need to really look into and pay attention to when it comes to your diet if you're dealing with HSV. So that means that so let me explain to you what arginine is and why it's the most important thing that matters when you have HSV. Arginine is an amino acid. Amino acids are proteins. They're like the basic material that builds up proteins in your body and creates proteins. So this arginine is what the herpes virus uses to create its proteins for, like, its RNA proteins of what it uses to replicate to go and infiltrate another one of your cells. So that's how it replicates, is through the mechanism of using arginine. All right. So there's another amino acid that's super, super important, and it's called lysine. Okay. So lysine, if you've had HSV for, a little bit of time, maybe 6 months or so, maybe you've come across lysine. Usually you'll find it in a pill form. You'll see people say take lysine pills, but what I find is that a lot of people with HSV still do not know what lysine is. They just know, they say take the pills, and then it helps to suppress outbreaks or to cut down the amount of time that you may have an outbreak, or to just stop the outbreak from appearing when you start to feel like any type of prodrome symptoms, where you might feel like a burning or some nerve pain or some itching in the area right before the outbreak shows up. Okay. So dang, I kind of almost forgot what I was saying. Y'all know I do that from time to time. I start visualizing what I'm saying, and then I go to thinking about something else. I'm like, hold on, let's stay on topic here. So lysine. So lysine and arginine share the same pathways in the body. Okay, so lysine antagonizes arginine. So the amount of arginine that you have in that pathway, if you have an equal amount of lysine, it will cancel out all of that arginine. So lysine cancels out arginine in equal amounts. So let's say that you have a food that has 10 milligrams of arginine, and it also has 12 milligrams of lysine. That means that the lysine content will cancel out all of the arginine, and you'll have 2 extra milligrams of lysine left over. Now, let's say you have a food that has 20 milligrams of arginine, and it has 15 milligrams of lysine. That means that the lysine will only cancel out 15 of the 20 milligrams of arginine. That means that the herpes virus will have 5 milligrams of arginine left in your body to replicate. So that's why we want to eat foods that are higher in lysine than arginine, and we really want to be very discriminatory with those foods. So there's a lot of cleanses and a lot of detoxes out there. Usually people who get HSV or herpes, they'll think that, you know what, I just have to do a cleanse. I need to do a blood cleanse, a lymphatic system cleanse, or a parasite cleanse, or a gut cleanse, or something like that. Those are going to be the most popular cleanses that you'll see online. Those are going to be best for cleansing your blood, but herpes is not in your blood. Herpes is not located in your blood. But Tara, why do they do a blood test if herpes is not in your blood? The reason they do a blood test is because they're looking for your immune system's response to the herpes virus. That's what's actually happening. The immune system's response is called antibodies. Those are the soldiers, the frontline soldiers that go out and they'll seek the herpes virus, and if there's any that's in between transmission of a cell, they can kill that. The antibodies can kill it if it's in between transmission and it's out DNA structure from the virus that's out in the body. It can kill that. But once it's inside of a nerve cell, it will not kill a nerve cell. Okay. Also, the herpes virus releases its RNA, its genetic material inside of your cells, and that interacts with your DNA and your genetic material. And it also causes for your cells or for your DNA to change in a way to where it takes you longer to heal. So if you get a cut, it takes longer to heal. People who work out in the gym who have herpes, when they work out, they are sore longer than usual, than before they got herpes. Now that they have herpes, it's a longer muscle recovery because the herpes virus wants it to be able to prolong infection. And what that means is it wants the outbreak to last as long as it can, because the longer the outbreaks last, that means that the herpes virus is able to replicate, produce a lot more of its genetic material inside of those epithelial cells, so that it can spread to more cells. So it causes you to heal slower by affecting your immune system in that way. Okay. And that's going to be specifically the healing of epithelial cells. That doesn't mean like if you have a cold, now it takes you longer to heal the common cold. It means if you get a cut on your barrier cells, epithelial cells, your skin cells, then it would take longer for that cut to heal. The areas where herpes is present, and it can, from people who work out in the gym, because that feel the burn. Let me give you an example. When you go to the gym, you're working out, it's arm day. You start getting this soreness in your arms from working out. That soreness is microscopic muscle tears that is happening inside of your muscle where you're working out. Very microscopic muscle tears. And your body sends out arginine to that area to bulk up more muscle. So arginine helps you to bulk up more muscle, and you'll see men taking arginine pills, or arginine pills being marketed to men to help build up muscle and also to help them with testosterone too. Okay, so arginine is used for that, but the herpes virus is crafty. I don't know who created this herpes virus, but they were very crafty because it survives off of the very thing, or one of the very things that helps to keep us healthy and to heal our body. So arginine is a healing amino acid, and it will go to that area where you're feeling that burn from working out in the gym, and it will rob you of the arginine, and it will use that arginine to replicate and create more of itself, which causes a longer recovery. Same thing with a cut on your hand. It's going to flock to that area of inflammation, arginine release, and it's going to use all that arginine right there to replicate. And so anywhere, if you have HSV, anywhere that you have like an injury or like a cut or something on your body, the herpes virus is going to cause a co-infection there. Okay, because it's going to use the arginine. Anytime your body has an injury, arginine is released to that injured spot to heal and repair it. But the herpes virus is going to flock to that spot of injury, and it's going to perpetuate the pain, is going to perpetuate the inflammation and the infection. It's going to perpetuate whatever damage is there. So if we look at the back as an example, a lot of people who have HSV also have back pain, joint pain, stiffness. People who deal with varicella zoster or shingles, they also tend to deal with arthritis, and like rheumatoid arthritis, to be particular, which is an autoimmune type of arthritis, where your your cells are being attacked by your immune system's cells. So this is all caused. It's actually a multi-layered issue, and let's say, for example, I'm going to give you a couple examples to help you understand why it is that you have back pain and joint pain and stiffness if you have HSV. Okay, because it's very common in most people. I would say like 90% of the people who have HSV also have some sort of back pain, joint pain, or stiffness in their body, whether it's the knees, the hips, the back, the neck. That's the most common places. All right, so one thing. Let's say, for instance, you might have gotten into a car accident a long time ago, a while ago. It wasn't really bothering you too badly, or maybe it was at work, you lifted up something too heavy one time, and you kind of like hurt your back a little bit. And it got better a little bit over time. It wasn't really bothering you, not that noticeable, but you get HSV. And now your back is hurting worse and worse. You think maybe you might have done something. Maybe you might have pulled it or moved a little wrong or slept a little bit wrong on your back. But here's the thing. The herpes virus, HSV2 in particular, lives in the low back. It lives in the base of the spine. So once you acquire HSV, because it goes dormant in the base of the spine, in your spine right there, any type of low-grade inflammation, acute inflammation that you have in your back, what is going to happen? Since we've been talking, I hope you've been learning. What happens is your body releases the arginine to heal and repair. It's releasing arginine right there to bring down the inflammation. That's what arginine does. It reduces the inflammation. It helps to heal and repair the tissues in that area and get you back going, right? But once you acquire the herpes virus flocks to that inflammation point. It robs you of the arginine, and it helps it to replicate and really like kind of stay in that area while it's replicating. And then that causes the back pain to be increasingly worse and increasingly worse, because your body is being robbed of the very thing that it needs to reduce the inflammation and heal. So the more that you're moving around on that back, and every time you go ow, you're putting stress on that area and causing more inflammation. Now, let's say you start getting steroid shots, because usually people, the next thing would be, okay, now you're going to the doctor for your back pain. They want to start doing, steroid shots because the pain has gotten to that point, right? Because you were doing like some pain pills and stuff like that. Now you need to do the steroid shots so you can function and not be kind of like sleepy or whatever on your little, over the counter or whatever kind of pill you're taking. So you get the steroid shot. Now here's the thing. The steroid shot, it doesn't just reduce the inflammation. It kind of prevents you from really feeling the inflammation or the injury that you actually have. So while you're moving around, you're feeling like you're feeling better, but it's blocking off the nerve signal from you being able to feel that whenever you felt that pain before you took that shot, or before you did that pain, that the ouch would make you stop so that you're not bending too far, so that you're not stressing it too far. But now that you've numbed the pain away, you're actually overexerting yourself without having the nervous system response, without getting the pain signal to say, hey, you're bending too far, you're going too far. This is not good. That's why you're getting that pain. It's telling you now you're doing too much. So we need to focus on the cause of the issue, more so than you just trying to stop the pain so that you're not feeling your body's natural signals for you to slow down, for you to stop, for you to take it more easy. Okay? So that's one way that pain gets increasingly worse, or how someone with HSV can end up with this pain. And that, if you same thing, it could be your upper shoulders, it could be your neck, it could be your back. Okay? That's for that type of pain, back pain and neck pain for people who have HSV. Now, what if you're dealing with more of like the knee pain, the joint pain, the hands, and and this right here, what if you're dealing more with that? Now, let's talk a little bit about calcium displacement, and how calcium displacement is caused. Because if you're having pain in your knuckles, your joints like that, in your wrists, in this carpal area right here, in your knees and your hips, that's actually associated with two things. It's associated with stress, and it's associated with trauma. Those are the two things that can cause that calcium displacement in your body. Okay, so if you are dealing with a heightened amount of stress over a prolonged period of time, your body has these different mechanisms that will help to deal with the stress chemicals, the stress response that your body has. And one of the things that your body does to deal with this stress response is that it displaces calcium. It will pull the calcium from out your bones and out your teeth, and it will put a nice little calcium coating around your cells to protect your cells from the bombardment of electrical charge of you suppressing and having to deal with the stress. Some examples would be working in an environment that is high stress. You can't do nothing about it. You just got to kind of suck it up, and you've been sucking it up and taking it. Okay, and just being quiet and just taking it all in and suppressing your emotions and your feelings because you feel like you just got to be at that high level, that high stress level job. Okay, that could be one thing that causes that type of stress. The other thing is going to be trauma of, relationships. If you're dealing with a relationship that you feel you can't get out of, it's super high stress. You feel like you're always on, walking on eggshells around this person. You're afraid to say certain things. You're afraid to do certain things because you don't want to trigger that person. If you're living life like that, then you're constantly suppressing your own emotions for that person, and that is also a trauma response. So a lot of people have stress or trauma that causes the calcium displacement from them suppressing and trying to have control over their emotions, not allowing themselves to cry, staying in the harmful, hurtful situation that really hurts their feelings, and just dealing with it. Okay, so the way that the body helps you with that situation, because you're in fight or flight. When you're doing that, you're in fight or flight, and you're moving in a very sympathetic way. Your body is called your sympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. So you're in struggle mode. You are on edge. You're trying to protect yourself, but you're trying to stay calm about it too, as best you can. Okay? Then that causes the body to create that calcium shell around your cells to help protect it from, you're having this emotional response, but you're holding it all in. So it's really still happening, even though you're not letting it show on the outside of you as best you can. You're still having all those thoughts. You're still having all of those feelings happening inside of you, but there's no outlet. So that's a lot of energetic charge that's staying inside of your body, and it is going through your nervous system, which is like power lines. Your nerves are the power lines that carry the electrical signals around your body from your brain and everything. So to keep that power line from blowing the cells and shorting out your cells like that, your cells is going to put that calcium layer around your cell to protect you. Now, we also have some things that lean into this and make this this little protective mechanism that your body has kind of turn against you, and it turns into a rheumatism. So now we're talking about herpes viruses too. Okay, so now that there's this trauma that's happening inside the body, and this stress, this extreme stress from either work, a relationship, or a situation in your upbringing. Okay, now that you have this sort of stress issue, and then you have a herpes virus come in. Let's take something that's very common that a lot of people deal with that is not as stigmatized. Chickenpox and shingles. Chickenpox and shingles is a herpes virus called varicella zoster. What it does is it messes with one of your genes, interleukin 6. Interleukin 6, that's it, interleukin 6. So the IL-6 gene is what the herpes virus messes with, and it causes your body to attack your joints. But the reason why it's attacking your joints and the people, because I do these phone calls. I've been doing these phone calls since 2016, when I first got on YouTube in 2016. I do a lot of free calls. I've been doing free calls for the past, I don't know, I've been doing this a long time. It's already 2025, so it's been 9 years. This is my 9th year doing this. I can't believe it. Time has really flown by, and life is so crazy and different. But what I'm telling you to say this, that I've talked to so many people. I have the same scheduler system from all these years. So I have a record of like all the people, the number of people that I've talked to, and I've talked to thousands of people, and I get these stories and I match things up and I ask people about their experience in themselves. And there's something pretty common, a common trend with the women, and it's dealing with this trauma. But the women are the people who have the rheumatoid issue and HSV, are the people who tried to do some sort of plant-based diet, but they were not paying to the arginine lysine content in the food. So you have to pay attention to the arginine lysine content, because if you have HSV, you're doing plant-based, but a lot of your meals have a lot of broccoli and a lot of carrots. Both broccoli and carrots are high in arginine, so those are going to trigger an immune response that can make your immune system overactive, and it can start to attack those joints. And then also another thing that I saw pretty common with these group of women is that they all had some sort of trauma that they dealt with as a child that kind of significantly impact their lives. So having displaced calcium already that has leached out of your bones and your teeth to go around your cells and protect your cells, okay, coupled with the HSV virus that causes, that IL-6 gene to have your immune system attack your joints, where you're getting inflamed from the arginine in the diet. So that's how important it is to stay away from the arginine food. So if you have HSV and you're like, okay, well, I'm concerned about my health, and I don't want any of the things that's attached to HSV to happen to me. Like, for example, dementia and Alzheimer's is linked to HSV. There's different gut disorders that's linked to HSV when HSV gets into the gut. There's different lung and heart disorders that's linked to HSV when HSV gets into the lungs and in the heart. So there's issues with the hardening and the stiffening of the arteries from HSV. There's encephalitis from HSV. And then another one that's very important is not having enough magnesium while having HSV. Okay, that's another thing, because having infections kind of burns through your minerals quicker, burns through that magnesium quicker, and magnesium deficiency and B12 deficiency is very, very important. If you have, if you're a human, it's important, but especially if you have HSV too. Because having that deficiency can really lead to damaging effects on the heart, having heart palpitations, okay? And then also having really bad spasms. If you're having like muscular spasms, spasms in your legs, you really need to look at your B12 content, and you need to look at your magnesium. So if you're plant-based but you haven't been doing B12, you really need to look into some sort of B12 supplement that you can take, or some type of way that you can get B12 in your system. Because if you don't have the B12, not only are you going to be having like these spasms that's happening in your vein, spasms that's happening in your nerves, it also can lead to stroke at a very young age. Okay, I've even talked to a young lady who had a stroke. We were talking throughout her whole kind of situation where she was figuring it out, and she was reporting back to me what the doctors were saying. And I learned a lot from her situation, but she ended up having a stroke in like her early 30s. She might have been like 31. And it was caused from not having a severe B12 deficiency, because she was trying to go plant-based for some time, for a while. while having HSV and eating a lot of foods that were high in arginine, which causes the virus to really cut up and kick up a notch. So another reason why you want to stay away from high arginine foods if you have HSV is because it causes the virus to mutate. Have you ever heard of someone where they let me pin this down here too, because we want you guys, this program is pretty awesome. So you don't need to be detox. You need to get your, get work on getting your life together, because you won't really be able to commit to the detox if you don't have $100. But if you got $100, you can get in here and do this detox with us. And we're cutting off our sign up once we get to 100 people. Okay, so these are the key things that we're teaching you. You're also going to get access to all our ebooks. We get a lot of people who reach out to us and like, oh man, I missed out on the physical sale of the book we had up temporarily. You can get access to the book inside of the community. You get access to the course. All of this is included in the $100. You get an accountability partner. You get to come to our weekly Q&A meetings that are still anonymous. You get to post your anonymous questions inside of our group, and we are in there all day long answering questions and helping you guys out when you need it. So great program. Do not miss out on this opportunity to detox HSV for only $100. This is unheard of. I don't know if we're going to be doing this again, so don't try to put this off and say, well, I'm going to do it next time. I don't know if we're going to do this again, okay? So this is 95% off. The price of the program is $19.98. So $1,998 versus $100, and you get the very same exact program. You cannot beat it. The only thing that we ask you to do is to please go and take the quiz to qualify before you buy, so that we can make sure that, when you sign up, that this is the right process for you. We have a couple different programs now for HSV, and that's based on your health history, your diet, and your lifestyle. We'll say which one of these programs would be best for you, because we can tell the condition that your body is in based on your health history, diet, and lifestyle. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out before we get back into the education. All right. So another thing is that we are going to be interviewing someone. We're doing another interview who tested negative for our program. So we definitely want to invite you to come to that as soon as we have the date. I'm just waiting on him to get back to me about his schedule. This is actually going to be like a 1-year follow-up. We submitted his results. We posted his results last year around this time, and we're going to do a check-in to see, how did everything go with him? How did he do it? See if there's any secrets that he can share with us about his method, or it's really my method, but any secret. All right. Any secret things that he might have done, possibly to tweak the method or anything like that. And, he's been getting retested periodically ever since, just to make sure that, his results really are true and are sticking. And a year later, he's still good. So, I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that, so you can be on the lookout. And, I have a food list for you. So if you're wondering about the arginine and lysine foods, we have this wonderful food list for you. Let me check how good we are on time. Okay, we're good on time. So we got a food list for you. It's actually a workbook planner. It's a planner. So it comes with instructions. Really, read those instructions so that you can see how to use this food list to create your meals. Because, we don't want you eating cold cuts. We don't want you choosing the most unhealthy way to eat these foods. We don't really want you frying them and stuff like that. But it's a list of all the foods that you can eat in green that are higher in lysine than arginine. So it cancels it out. It will help you with those outbreaks, and it will help you reduce the viral load. And then on the other side of the list is all the foods in red that are high in arginine that you want to stay away from, because if you've been dealing with outbreaks, or you've been dealing with back pain, joint pain, and just uncomfortable pain in your body, and you have HSV, these are the foods you want to stay away from because they will actually perpetuate the inflammation, which will perpetuate the virus replicating. Now, the place that the herpes virus replicates is going to be the epithelial cells. Those are barrier cells. Those are skin cells. Those are the cells that line, this is your skin. It also lines your organs. So it's the lining on top of all of your organs, that skin cell lining on top of your organs. Those are epithelial cells. So anywhere in your body that you have epithelial cells, the herpes virus can cause outbreaks. So the outbreaks don't only happen on the outside of your body or lips or your genitals. It don't just happen there. The outbreaks, if you're eating a lot of these arginine foods, it can start to cause an irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, different types of gut issues, digestive issues, because the herpes virus will flock to that arginine inside of your gut lining, and then it will cause the inflammation there, and it can actually cause outbreaks that feels like an ulcer or some type of burning that's happening in your digestive tract or your intestines or something like that. So it's so important to stay away from the arginine foods. And if you're trying to eat healthy, but you don't really know what are the best foods to eat while you're trying to eat healthy, because there's so much misinformation out there on the internet. And, I'll be honest, when I first started out, I had to start with what was available to me. And of course I started with what was the most popular, and I worked with clients, because I healed myself of HPV. And when I posted my story, people started reaching out to me, and just, out of being, I don't know, like a friendly person or whatever, I just would talk to the people. It wasn't a business yet or anything like that. I would just talk to them. I talk to them on the phone, and even there's some people that reach out like, hey, do you still call people? We could talk, but not like we used to. You just gotta book a call now, using the scheduler that's in my link in my bio, and then yes, we can have a conversation. So by me working with the people, I got to see exactly how these things plan out when I try out these very popular things on people. So I'm not the type that's like, okay, well, maybe something's wrong with the person, or maybe something's wrong with all these people while I'm trying out this stuff that is supposed to work, but it's not working for all of these people. I'm not going to stay stuck on stupid and just say, well, hey, I can't really help you. Let me just keep going with this method, this popular stuff, and that's not working, and then I'll just tell you to go see somebody else, or I stop answering your calls or something like that. I don't do that. I figure out what is causing things to not go right. I get into first of all, I pray. That's what before I go into looking and researching and stuff like that, I pray that my search is guided towards the answers that these people need, that the people in particular that I'm looking for answers for. And so then when I go to Google, I used to say my Google search results ain't your Google search results, because my Google search results is guided by God, because I'm praying first before I even get on there. So I go on there, I'm looking for the answer, I'm looking for the information, and it's like, aha, it's a PubMed article or something that comes up, and it's like, wow, that's really telling a story of what these group of people are going through in their particular scenario and situation. So just, really studying, looking into things with people, I got away from a lot of the things that were popular, because I saw that those things actually were not true. So the more time goes by, the more study and the more practice that I have, and the better the protocols get, the faster the relief is for the client. Everything goes a lot better this way. So I'm very excited to be presenting this 100-day detox challenge to you guys, because one thing I know is that not only is it good doing it with a group of people, because there's the heightened shared energetic excitement that everybody has. It's, everybody feels the nervousness, everybody feels hopeful, everybody feels this energy, but it's also having like that support, knowing that, hey, when I got a question, I don't have to resort to my own misunderstanding, because if you understood it, then you could just do it on your own, right? But you have to come and seek my info, which I'm giving you so that you can help yourself, but you also need the understanding and the correct interpretation of the info. So rather than charging you $100 for a book, we used to have the book, it was $100. even when it was $50, charging you $50 for the book, or, doing a course and charging you, $300 to access the course or something like that. Rather than you doing it on your own and having to lean into your interpretation of the information, we cut all that short. You get the actual true interpretation, which is from my mind of what I've created for you guys based on the thousands of people who have tried this program, who have come through my hands working through this program, where I can see exactly what is going on with their body. You're getting all of that experience. And so when you have a issue, you have a question, you're getting experience, you're getting expert advice, you're getting information that you can go take that information, put it into practice, put it into play, and then you get an immediate result. You get immediate relief. And then you can stay on track with your detox. You don't have to worry about being confused or, being confused because you don't have the access to be able to reach out and get the right information. Or you're trying to send an email and there's so many emails come in. We can't answer your question. I can't answer each one of your questions in an email. You have to book a call, to get your questions answered, but now with this program here, the way it's priced, you don't have to book a call. You're going to be inside of our weekend sessions for free. You get to submit your questions for our Q&A, no additional charge. You can speak with me, no additional charge. Any question that you have, you post that question. As soon as that question hits your mind, you can post it, and then you're getting a response or an answer, the exact answer for what it is that you need right away when you need it, right? So that is invaluable, how I've set this program up to help you. I was listening to a book that was talking about, how to really help your customers and how to really help them turn a result. And it was like, in a perfect scenario, what is the exact things that you can think of that your customers or clients really need to help them be successful? And don't think about how much time or how much money or any of that it's going to cost for you to create this for your customer. So I started writing down like all the things that you guys needed, needing an accountability partner, somebody that can check in on you, check in with you when you need it, to see if you're okay, because sometimes we lose our way and we get kind of down and depressed and we kind of lose hope, and then having someone that checks on you. I was in a program where somebody would actually call us, but having someone, we're not going to just, call you out the blue unless I thought about it, but I don't want to impede on anybody's boundaries. So we send you out a message. Your accountability partner is going to DM you and contact you to see what is it you need. Are you stuck somewhere and you just forgot to reach out for help? Did you get stuck somewhere and you got, started feeling insecure and embarrassed about reaching out for help? Don't worry about that. Are you feeling insecure about posting your question inside the group? Don't worry about that, because we have somebody that will reach out to you that will help you when you get stuck, and you don't have to worry about, not moving forward, or being afraid, or being a little insecure, or being a little bit shy about reaching out for help. Where I see a lot of people are shy about reaching out for help, or they're not used to reaching out for help. So one barrier gone. We're going to check on you. We are going to check on you. Another barrier, price. Our program is $1,998. We have removed that barrier for you. It's only $100. $100. You cannot beat that with a stick. That means that it is virtually no risk for you, because it's only $100. So what you get in exchange for $100, for one thing, the biggest gift that you get for the $100 is getting the opportunity and the chance to get those results that you have been dreaming of, the results that you have been thinking of, the results that, they say, well, you actually can't do that. Once this is going on in your life, you're stuck with that. You can't do nothing about that no more. You just have to sit with it, and you just have to learn to deal with it. But in 100 days, for only $100, you can tell all of those people F you, so to speak. So to speak. Because you know that you will have the results in your hand that are possible. Because you see people who've done it. You see the interviews that I've posted. You see the testimonials and the results that I've posted. And just like those people do it, you can do it too. You just need the information. You need the information from a reputable proven system that has worked for many, many people, from a leader who is not going to run away from you and skip out on you if you have any issues or troubles, who I have organized and mapped out a list of issues that everyone has and a list of solutions that you guys have. So I make it very easy for you to get the solution to your problem. It's not convoluted. It's not difficult. It's not something where you got to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's not. We've made everything super, super simple for you so that we can remove all the barriers that you would normally be in your way from you being able to take advantage of a life-changing opportunity. So we've crossed out price. You're not paying $2,000 for the course. You're not paying $2,000 for the program. You're not. You're only paying $100 for die on us, please. I'll be sharing this good information. We want to save this live stream so that you guys can watch it again, listen to it again, because the information that I've given in this live stream has been invaluable. There's so much that you can do with this information. I also want to remind you about the free class library that's listed inside of our link tree. If you need more classes, you need information, we have about 12 free classes in there that has so much information. It will blow your mind. It will blow your front lace right off your head. Okay, I'm so serious. It will blow your wig back, because the things that I have discovered and uncovered just from my diligence of working directly with the people. I've been working directly with you guys for like 9 years. This in October, I think it's going to be 9 years this October. So I've gathered a ton of information just focusing on the people who have herpes viruses and HPV. So there's 8 herpes viruses, and a lot of people don't really, consider mono. Mono is a herpes virus. Did y'all know that? Mono, the kissing, from kissing somebody, you can get mono. That's a herpes virus. And then also shingles and chickenpox are herpes viruses as well. So they all take the same thing to get under control. You have to reduce the arginine in your diet. And then there's some other key ingredients that we have inside of our protocol that have different phytochemicals and phytonutrients that interact and affect the herpes virus in a certain way. And then it helps to reverse the way that the herpes virus injects its RNA into your cellular DNA and affects the mitochondria of the cell. And that starts to change your genes and your genetic material. What happens is when you have these certain phytochemicals and phytonutrients from the food, it starts to reverse that. So if herpes is turning off certain genes of yours, the food enzymes turns it back on. So it's counteracting herpes in that way. So go to our free class library so that you can learn more over there about how the herpes virus is affecting your genetics, and a little bit more about how you can, get that under control just by doing simple things in your everyday life. But really, if you're tired of playing around and you really just want to get this over with, join our 100 days of detox and wellness. It is only $100. That is totally unheard of. There's nowhere else where you can do a real herpes detox that is specifically for herpes. I'm not talking about parasite cleanses. There's some people that will tell you that herpes is an intercellular parasite, and they'll get you all caught up in these fancy words and things like that. But it's not true. The herpes virus is not a parasite. It's parasitic-like in a way, but parasites literally suck your nutrients from your body. They suck your nutrients from your body and they poop in your body. They leave waste. The herpes virus doesn't have that. The herpes virus doesn't have the cellular makeup of a parasite. Parasites can be microscopic and they can grow very large. The herpes virus has a structure that of a virus. It literally has the structure of a virus. So you have to treat the herpes virus like a virus. You cannot treat the herpes virus like a parasite. Okay, and if you're confused, you can go check the testimonials and check the free class libraries where I explain more about that. And I just had a new class that came out where I really dive down into the different detoxes and the different types of microorganisms in the body. and the difference between them. So you cannot treat a herpes virus like it is a parasite. Or you just going to be like all the other people who do parasite cleanses for herpes and it don't work. Because a lot of the herbs, a lot of the ingredients inside of parasite cleanses are high in arginine. And you'll see some of them on our high arginine food list. And that's why when I get on the phone with someone who's been doing lymphatic cleanses and parasite cleanses who are having these outbreaks, that is the reason why. And if it's not the outbreaks that they're having, it's the other issues in the body with the stiffness, the joint pain, the back pain, the brain fog like a mother. Okay, and all that's coming from eating these high arginine foods that people are saying are antioxidants. Antioxidants don't have anything to do with herpes viruses either. That's not how you target a herpes virus. You don't have to do antioxidants per se for a herpes virus. That oxidants and oxidation, that don't really have anything to do with how you sequester the herpes virus at all. You need to pay attention to the arginine, lysine content of any substance that you put in your body. Number one, that's first and foremost above anything else, is paying attention to the arginine, lysine content. And I taught about what the arginine, lysine content was at the beginning of this video. So after I go and post it on the page, then you guys can go and watch it from the beginning, because there's so much information packed into this live stream that is crazy. All right, so arginine, lysine content is important. The next thing is going to be sugar. Sugar is super important when it comes to herpes viruses, because sugar feeds all microorganisms in the body. It gives it an immediate fuel source. Okay, it's like jet fuel for the microorganisms. Just like it's jet fuel for you, you're an organism. It's also a jet fuel for the microorganisms inside of your body. So with that being said, all forms of sugar, it can lead to herpes viral replication by it just giving the virus energy. Okay. Do you need to lose weight before detoxing if you're overweight? Well, no. Any type of detoxing or cleanse, like any cleanse or detoxing, causes you to lose weight. There's no cleanse or detox that will cause you to gain weight, or it's kind of hard to maintain weight while you're detoxing, because to detox means to shed toxins. It means to lose something. So toxins are stored in fat cells. So when you detoxify, the way that you lose toxins is by losing the fat cells. So you don't detox before you don't lose weight before you detox. You don't have to do that. You're going to lose weight once you start detoxing. And overweight where? Overweight where, ma'am? So if we got a little bit of, some mommy pounds that we're working on, reducing the sugar alone is going to make you lose a little belly weight that might possibly be there. So there's no sugar or carbs on the cleanse. If anything, people want to know more about, how do I maintain my weight? How do I keep my weight on while I'm detoxing? If you have excess weight, you're going to drop that. Don't even worry about that. So we have some mechanisms in place to help you maintain weight, because how quickly you can end up dropping while you're detoxing. If you guys have any questions, you could go ahead and drop it in the comment box or in the chat area. So 100 days of detox, it's normally $2,000. It's only $100. We have limited spots available. We're going to cut it off once they're filled up. So run into the bot. Do not take your time backing out from here. Run to the link in the bio and hurry up and sign up before all of the spots are filled, because there's no way you're going to get an accountability partner, weekly private Q&A meetings to speak anonymously, okay, without your name or anything being attached to it, daily assistance as soon as you need it, somebody reaching out to you all the time, making sure that you're okay, and seeing if you in particular need anything, getting those questions answered ASAP. If you're confused about anything, having any sort of confusion squared away right away, so that you can get right back to your healing. You cannot beat this with a 10-yard stick. I swear to you. And I do not know if I'm going to do this again. I'm trying something out. I'm like, you know what? I want to try it out. Let me see how I can make this the easiest way that somebody can actually get through the process. Before, what was it that had people coming back negative? 1 to 2 people every single month coming back negative. I'm like, okay, it was only $100. They bought their supplies separately. they were spending like $200 to $300 on their supplies, but this time the supply kit is on sale 24% off. It's only $150. Only $150 for the supply kit. So this is even cheaper than 2020. This is like the recession sale of a lifetime. Eggs are high as shit. Eggs have tripled in price at the grocery store. We could at least save you some money by doing this, okay? Plus, the vegetables in the store that you'll be using have not gone up in price very much. You can still get your bag of vegetables for $3 to $5 for your bags of vegetables, and it won't be very expensive for you to do the detox. We have removed every single barrier that would stand in your way of preventing you from being able to get the results that you have been dreaming about, to get your life back, to get your body back into balance, to get rid of the pain that you've been feeling, the muscle spasms, the joint pain, back pain, neck pain, hip pain, the pain in the heart, the pain of the breakup, the pain of the situation that happened to you that led you to being here watching this live stream, trying to get your life back in order. It only will take you 100 days or less. Do not miss out on this opportunity. I do not know if I will be doing it again. We are trying something new. We have very limited spots. So run to the bio now, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. And look out for more of my posts coming on Instagram. See y'all later. Bye, y'all.